Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Stage Racer episode number 70. We're going quick. Yes, we are. We're going to be quick today. Or maybe on a different day. Stage 2. Punchy, but that's not punchy. Come on now, people. If I don't participate, if I quick send this, I will lose time based on the profile. To protect my second place, I have to go out there and be aggressive. There's only one sprint point available and no time bonus. So, with that, I've got to kind of just navigate it. I'll see at the end of the stage. I might not even show you the finish. We might go straight into the next stage. I told you we were fast. We're so fast that it's already stage 4. Getting ready to set off, and the rain decides to fall right now. It's terrible timing, but as far as I can tell, the rain actually doesn't impact the wind. Does. So as we get ready to set off, we are now in third place, 8 seconds down on new leader, which is Venturini, who won the sprint in stage number 3. Stage 2, nothing doing. I actually made a little bit of an effort to blow up the field slightly, and it worked. We were down to about 50, 60 riders at the front as we went over our central climbs on the stage, and then everybody just came back together. We ended up with just 2 riders off the back in its entirety by the end. So nothing doing on that stage, just had a little fun, picked up a few KOM points, and then we quickly moved past our sprint stage, and here we are, stage 4, 24 kilometers, just over 24K, and I'm looking at an 81 time trial today, and an 83 mountain rating. The profile is a little bit deceptive. You can see I'm a little over on my energy used. There was a climb, but I'm not going to get much recovery. This is downhill, but it's not a great recovery kind of period. We are getting some recovery, but not much, and that's why I couldn't afford to go too far over. But as we hit the first checkpoint, we are third place, 11 seconds down right now. Dumoulin, the favorite, is the leader. Actually, he's not even the favorite. He's the second favorite. Froome, 18 seconds down, and that's the main ones. First checkpoint, it's Dumoulin, it's Froome, myself. We got Thomas Martinez. Ryan Mullen, the favorite, is 26 seconds behind at the first check. He's a minute 4 at the third, and he finished a minute 3 down, so he must be out of form here. So Dumoulin is now the favorite, the one I need to watch out for. Keeping an eye on the time. We have recovered a bit, and we're about to attack a climb, so we're going to, attack the climb. So we'll push a 79 here for a little bit. Make use of the extra energy where I think we can get the most from it. It's going to put me a little bit into a deficit, so let's bring it back down to that 76 now before we crest, before it's too late, before I go over the top, and we're going to hit that second checkpoint. We're catching up to Tish Benut, still third, 20 seconds behind. So Dumoulin, Froome, myself, we're ahead of Thomas. I really do need to improve this time a little bit to the end if we are going to move into the race lead. I think we do have a little edge on time, but it's very little. And so this would very clearly put me in third place. Recovering now. And it looks like we're right about in the right place. 1.7K, and we're going to attack this kind of hard, but not too hard. 1K to go. We've nearly cut Tish Benut, 600 meters. Now we can attack fully to the finish line. Really good finish. Still second place, though. 9 seconds behind Tom Dumoulin. 18 to Froome, so 9 seconds ahead of him. And then big gaps behind us. Now, only 2 riders left to go. Mark Hershey, he should be well down. He is. He's a minute and a half behind. And still not even to the finish. Here it comes now. There we go. Minute 43 is his final time, and Venturini way down. So, where was I on time comparison to Dumoulin? I think I was about 6 seconds ahead, roughly, which would mean I'm 3 seconds down in second place overall. There's no time bonuses anywhere, so it's going to take a top 3 finish on a stage to pick up the necessary time to move into the leader's jersey in the 4 stages that remain. Oh, and of course they give him an extra second rounding things off for Dumoulin, so we're 10 seconds behind. Which means I think I'm going to be 6 seconds back. 4 seconds. Okay, 4 seconds back of Dumoulin in the overall. That's not bad. A top 3, any of those will be enough to move up the order. Froome 19, Thomas 34, Martinez 56, Moss a minute 7, Poles, Moscon, Hershey slips down in 9th. He was the previous leader until the last stage, and he was still up there in 2nd. KOM, I am 3rd, but Gautier's got a little bit of a lead. Anacona, I think both of them were in the break on the Quick Sim stage, the sprint stage. The KOM's not out of the question, but of course it is the overall that I focus on, that I'll ride for. I will have the under 25s jersey. Good evaluation for the stage. It was the top 3, that was the objective, but I still only pick up 12 points because I'm in 2nd, not 1st. They are so mad that Dumoulin is a few seconds ahead of me. I understand that they'd be much happier if I was in the lead. But why are they mad? It's like, that still just drives me nuts. You're in 2nd place! Oh, it's horrendous. You should just park the bike. Let's lock it up. You don't deserve to be out there because you're in 2nd place. I know, I've sounded off on that before. Alright, stage 5. Another day for the Quick Sim. Placements will not change at the top. DeMar wins over Philipsen and Case Bull. Still 4 seconds behind. Because there are time gaps. And some of them are large. 3 stages to go. This time before we jump in, we will take a brief look at the profile. The Dauphiné doesn't have that much in terms of climbing. There aren't that many opportunities. But this one, holy cow, that is a hefty climb. 10% average grading at 13.3, 8.8 kilometers, and then downhill finish. Meaning, if you're away, you could stay away. It does not level off at the end. It's not likely to come back together. The acrobatic position skill we do have can get us there if we can attack over the top. What did I say about there's not that much climbing in the Dauphiné? This year is different. Look at that, stage 7, stage 8. Oh my goodness, we've got 3 massive climbing stages to come in this one, don't we? I'll see it at maybe somewhere around this category 4 climb for this one. Alright, onto the base of this first climb. The real climb coming later. But we're going to be well up that climb before we ever see anything happen. And you can already see the pace is really hot here, being set by Case Bull for Jumbo-Visma. That Peloton already break it up just a little bit from the first climb. There's a good 30 riders out the back here, and even more, as at the moment we're down to just over 100. Now my guys were well positioned and made sure of that. My protection, Barbaro, long gone, but he'll come back up. There we go. Guys are recovering, getting back into position. So I'm trying to play my cards a little bit closer, because here's the thing. The next 3 stages, while I could individually do well, it's not an individual thing. It's a team sport. It is a team sport. And the only decent, and I mean, I'm being generous with that word, decent, the only decent climber around me, where do you think you're going? Protect. Barbaro. Turgis is in a better position. Why don't we get you up there? You're better place than Barbaro, but... Oh, Barbaro. What's going on here? Oh, Killing got dropped. It freaked out for a moment. Yeah, why is Barbaro going backwards? Well, too late. He's going out. We haven't even climbed yet. We're about to turn more uphill now. Ermino's fading. Alright, so my support. Turgis is done. So we need to start switching this up. And it's going to be Edie. Now, Edie, not a good climber, but he's +5 on his race day condition. And so Edie is actually doing a solid here. He's doing okay. He's a 68 today. It's given him a chance to at least give us a little protection. But if I'm going to win this race, it needs a little team effort. And here goes Martinez. He's Mr. Breakaway guy, but he's still in a good position in the overall standings. That does create a bit of a threat that he could win the overall by breaking away and taking a stage that way. But here goes Edie. He's going to start fading. And meanwhile, this is actually a really good time for me to jump these breakaway riders. We've got a long ways to go yet. I mean, we still have the 8.8 kilometers, but that's exactly what I saw coming. Here is Moss trying to slip out the front. Exactly what I had in mind, but here's Gautier, here's Anacona, and we're just gonna play it smooth. Right there. Here's Moss, and back in contact. And so now we're solo, and he's gonna go again. Another big acceleration for Moss. Don't like my position at the moment with these two guys. I want to get on, take position here right behind Moss. But that is a lot of effort already. The thing is, we're opening gaps behind us, so it is now just Moss and I. Let's use that gel here. It's still 4.5 kilometers from the top, so we cannot keep up some sort of crazy pace, but I am absolutely not going to work with him. Especially with the energy I have, and hopefully this gel kicks in pretty dang soon. We've got 12 riders chasing us, but they're 46 seconds behind. Now it's just 3 riders chasing us. That's Dumoulin, Martinez, and Hershey. And Moss trying to wave me through, but, you know, I'm not interested in doing that. But somehow he's managed to do that? Really? I wait for the other guys to come back at us. There's the gel kicking in. 3K to the top. The gap's down to 16. It's also down to Dumoulin and Hershey. Now just Dumoulin chasing us, 15 seconds behind. I think he's going to catch us. He has caught us, but hopefully he doesn't have much energy. It's 40 seconds behind us. 2.6K to the top. Solo over the top. Oh. Moss going, and I really can't chase that. So Moss, I'm going to have to sit on and let Dumoulin do a little chasing here. It's 2K to the top, so we are now in second position here, and I've already used my gel, so I've really just got to sit on. 50 seconds. Moss has pulled away a fair bit here. I've got good race day condition, but it's certainly not ideal. 1K to the top. I could maybe, just maybe, get away here and cover a little time, but it's gonna have to be right at the end because I have no yellow bar. We're only just here. 500 meters. Okay, let's go on the attack.
There are just 15 kilometers left.
Okay, I don't get away from him,
Over the top and heading down the other
but
side at a fair
we can
length.
set up now. 59 seconds is the gap to Moss. I'm going to look ahead for a second. Moss is a minute 7 behind overall. And Dumoulin are here. I'm 4 seconds behind overall. So I've got a minute 3 to play with. We're 58 seconds down. Now, the only good thing here is that I've got Demulon, and I could attack him at the bottom, force him to chase, to cover his position, the race leader, and I'm quickly recovering, and I will be able to attack him. We've got 10k to go. I can attack him. It doesn't need to be right this second, but I can attack him partway down. I want to recover a bit and then attack and then go acrobatic. So we're going to set ourselves up for a little 99 here. 8k to go now. Recovering, continuing, and I think it's time coming out of that corner.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Can I get ahead of him, though? It's hard, 99 downhill. Right? I'm still on sprint and I haven't even gotten out from behind his wheel. We just haven't had a chance to get past him. There we go. Now we go to the front. Remember, there is time gap here, so we have every chance to get the time gap over him. 1.6k to the finish, and we're still descending. Full sprint here. Can I stay ahead of him? 43 seconds. 43 seconds. And I finish ahead of Demulon. I get 6 seconds. He gets 4. I just pulled back 2 seconds on him. Moss closes the gap to us. He'll definitely be in 3rd place after that. But he does not move into the race lead. He does get a 10-second bonus, though. But with our bonus, he's only gaining that additional 4 seconds. So he had, 43 plus 4? He'll get 47 seconds back on our just over a minute. So he's very much in the race. Not a stage win. Would have been nice, but Moss does get away from us there at the end. It was a little hard to keep up with it. He was strong today. He might be on a fitness peak. I'm not. Race day condition was good, but it wasn't great. Team support was okay for what the stage was, but it did hurt a little bit. It did hurt us a little bit, and it's going to hurt us in these last 2 stages too. So winning this race is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy, but I'd say that was a heck of a climb. It was well done. Moss was tough today. I nearly hung with him. In the end, it was Demulon and I to the finish. Holy cow, at least I was ahead of him. Just 2 seconds back now. Already 16 minutes. Big time gaps. I'm also curious outside of Moss where everybody is. Martinez, Hershey were the next closest. I think gaps are going to be pretty big from there. Froome was a ways behind. "44 seconds." Okay, they rounded us off by 1. So 44 seconds behind. 2 minutes to Martinez. Wow. Gap was bigger than I thought. 3:41 to the first big group. So how are we looking now? 2 seconds behind Demulon. 17 ahead of Moss. And then 2:16. But still 2 big climbing stages to come. So plenty of time for even these guys. Well, at least I'd say the top 7 have some sort of chance. By the way, that's Geraint Thomas on Movistar, not Ineos. So those two not working together. These are all team leaders here. Bilbao, Benoot, Ardea, too far back. Uran, I think, too far back. Moscon, kind of the first support rider. Jan Hurt. 3rd in the points classification, just 1 behind Damar. Every chance to move ahead of those guys with climbing stages to come. So I actually have a chance at winning the points classification. I am now the leader in the KOM, 2nd over the top. Or was it 3rd? 2nd over the top. And that was enough. Moss gets the full 15, but I had points. He had no points prior. And with two big climbing stages, right, there's still every chance to win the KOM and the points. And I'm 333 up on the under 25s. And even as a team, wow, hey, the guys are still up there a little bit, 7th place. So good things are happening. But I'm still 2 seconds behind, so the team is still super pissed at me. We do pick up 23 points based on everything else. And the satisfaction rebounding as we enter a new week. At least we're getting some points and we're in it and having fun doing it. Right? Right. Alright. 2 stages left to go. I think time-wise I'll probably get one more in. And I know this is a pretty big climbing stage, but I'm trying to remember exactly what the profile is. I know the last one is up, down, up, down, up. Triple climbs early on, but relatively insignificant. It comes with the category 2 and then Alls category and then a little more climbing to the end. That's tricky too because you're not getting much recovery and then you got to go up and then you're getting very little recovery twice and then you've got to go up to that finish. That's another 4 kilometers topping out at 11% early on. That's going to do damage and instantly blow up whatever group is left, I think. Right off the bat, somebody's going to attack that feeling stronger. This could be a very decisive stage. 16K. Oof. With another 4K climb right in front of it, right? That's 20Ks of climbing. Flat, slightly uphill, and a definite uphill. From this sprint point on, this is going to be a challenging stage, but I will skip forward to about the sprint point or slightly after. 70 kilometers still to go at this point. We're a long ways out, but we are definitely past that sprint point. First group of climbs did blow up the peloton and the breakaway a bit. We're down to 72 in the peloton. We're down to 13 in the break. Their gap just over 2 minutes. They're actually pulling out a little bit of time right now. And I'm going to be sending somebody back to get water here shortly, but normally 60K is enough. But in this case, that's a little too far out. Wow, Barbaro got dropped on this little climb. See, I knew this little uphill section wasn't going to be so easy this late in the stage. So Barbaro is dropped, and now Edie is the one I'm going to have to send back to get water right here at the top. Peloton pretty stretched too, so not easy, but luckily he doesn't have to go all the way back to get the water. And we get back to the front. 48K to go. That should be enough to get me towards the end. Let's keep speed 4. One of the breakaway riders was dropped on that, so they're down to 12 and 207. Not a big gap, so we should have no problem catching them and passing them on the climb. Speaking of, we're just about there, and I need to get my guys in position. Edie, you are going to protect Cassie. You are going to follow, and we'll hold at an 88, and bring it on down. I am wearing the KOM jersey because I am the KOM leader at this point. Second overall, 2 seconds behind here on stage 7 of 8. Now the big climbing stage to come after this one. In fact, it's more epic than this one is. So another big day ahead of us. 4K for this first climb. 6%. Getting hung up by this Astana rider who's been riding on the front. It's not a good start to this climb. I'm already down on energy slightly. 67 riders. And now chasing essentially 11. And their gap's already down to a minute and a half as their first rider has already been dropped. Or should I say next rider has already been dropped. The one we're reeling in right now is Dirtz. Looks like they are about to lose an EF Education first rider, as Sicard is riding at the front, along with Betancourt and Rowe. Gap is getting small. Bettiol, Conrad slipping back.
counterattack by our
And the first climb is done, but you can see I'm already a little bit tired. And Edie is gone. Massey, I'm going to have him follow me for just this little bit longer so he can recover slightly. I'm recovering anyway. Help him recover. There we go. There we go. And now you are going to switch to protect before we start our ALS category climb. Here we go. 15.6 kilometers plus the 4 we just did. 6.8% average gradient. It's not as bad on the base as what we just went through. There's one little steep section, I think, when we turn that corner up ahead with the guardrail, and then it'll level off a bit for a while, and then it really picks up towards the end. And we are reeling in the majority of the breakaway here in just a moment. This is one of those danger zones where we got to watch out. Moss and Dumoulin right behind me. Get right back to the front. There we go. 10% right now. 11. For this climb, what are we looking at? Max is 11.5. So this is pretty much the max right now. There's one steeper section later. We're down to a single rider off the front, and it's Barguil. He's got quite the lead. Massey fading. I should have used his Transcend. I'll try it now, but it's a little late. He's still technically protecting, and proximity is a thing. But I think he's definitely out of range now, so he's done. I am now riding solo. So here's that difference, right? If we look back, Dumoulin, we'll look to see if there's a Sunweb rider around. But Moss is solo, and he is, Astana? Wow, they are both riding solo, but you can see Kudos has 2 support riders for him. Martinez has that support rider just in front of him. Okay, well, the good news for me is it appears that Dumoulin and Moss, the main competitors, have support right around them. Okay, we're going through the less steep section. It's going to get steep again here pretty soon. And we've got to be ready for an attack at that point. I only need 2 seconds. I'd rather take it at the end than try to do something early to go off and claim the victory and potentially just blow myself up and drop a bunch of positions. So only needing 2 seconds, all I need to do is finish in the top 3 and ahead of Dumoulin. And you figure by the time we get to the end, it'll be down to that one way or another. Gap's a minute 30. Climb's not bad right now. Speed up a little bit. Okay, Moss and Dumoulin both right there. Down to 36 in the group. There's still riders. Jan Hurt, Rowe, Gessink working at the front. I'm okay here. This is not hurting me. I know repetitively there are comments, but the developers made clear a few years back and have made no indication of changing that the way the coding works is those guys are working and expending energy. I am maintaining position. Technically, real world, I'm not in the right position, but in game, the way the coding works, doesn't matter. Jan Hurt is the one putting in the effort. And Tune is now stepping up for the Emirates team. Wow, we are already just 3K from the top, and I'm still in a really good position. Surprisingly so. I'm actually tempted to do something now, but I'm assuming. Let's take a look. I have resistance that's actually a bit better than these guys. Yeah, Moss is fresh. He's fresher than I am. And so is Dumoulin. So no, this is not a good time for me to attack them. Still a minute gap to Barguil, but we're closing up on him. Is he with EF Education first? It looks like he is. It appears to be a pink jersey. It is! Okay. Barguil back in the World Tour with EF. No, I'm not nasty. There we go. 2K to go. Remember, I cannot expend all of my energy. Here goes Moss.
Several riders are attempting to break away.
Group of 5. There's the top of the climb. I'd like to get those KOM points. 500 meters. Group of 12.
There are just 15 kilometers left.
Okay, I lead over the top. Now recover. I will get some recovery. We still have a bit of yellow bars, so we should be okay there towards the end. But again, those guys around me, there's still quite a few of them. But I'm definitely not leading the way now. 16 riders, a few guys catching up to us. Another little uphill section. Got to be wary of another potential attack here. And I recovered quite well with that, surprisingly. 5%, 10.7k to go. Still have my gel for that final climb. 10k to go in the stage. Barguil has been caught, but he's here to support Uran. This is good for us to try to keep other riders away, but it's still up to 19. He's been riding solo for a bit too long, so he doesn't really have any energy to do anything, it seems. Let's not hover on the left edge. I want to see what's going on, be wary of an attack. Okay, this is good. This is really good. I'm in a strong position, and a lot of these guys are not going to be this well off. EF have 3 riders here. Dang, guys. Look at you. Okay, this downhill is going to be pretty quick, and the biggest part of the climb is at the start, and we're up to 24 riders. Oh my goodness. So we'll get that gel kicking in. And then I think I want to go at about a 90, and I want to go right to the front, and I'm going to make the attack here. The steepest part is right now. This is the time to get away, but the getaway has not worked. Now we want to just ease off a little bit. Shavkin, not worried about Shavkin. Now it's a group of 7. Martinez, Moss, Egg, Benut, Hershey. We've left behind one key player here. 2.3k to go. There's one very big name missing. 1.8k to go. I have pace. Demoulin's back. 1k to go. Oh, Moss, how'd you get ahead of me? How did he get ahead of me? What the heck? Where did he come from? I was the front rider. Come on now. Nope, no more red bar. Moss is going to take it.
He really had to fight for that one.
Second place. Martinez third. That's going to put me in the race lead. There's Demoulin. He doesn't lose time. I don't think he lost time. I think the 7, 8 of us are going to be on the same time. Even though we're spread out by 28 seconds, I do think the 8 of us will be on the same time. This group will be on different time. This group's losing time. I think the first 8, I'm assuming it's going to be same time for all 8 of us. But because I finished second, I do pick up 6 seconds. That'll give me a 4-second lead over Demoulin. Moss does pick up 10, so he picks up 4 on where I was, which was, 15 behind. So that's going to bring him down to 11 seconds behind. So I should be in the lead. Demoulin second, Moss third, heading into the final stage with that big Climbers Day. Triple massive climbs. That'll be into our next episode. Let's confirm where we are at this point and how that season is looking very, very briefly anyway. Lovely resort town here. So another second place finish. 2 stages in a row. A lot of riders still just recently over the top of the main climb. I was first over that climb, so I'm going to have a commanding lead in the KOM as the snow begins to fall as the final rider reaches the finish line.
And here are the race highlights that we selected for you.
Yeah, Moss snuck past me on the blind corner there, and that drives me nuts that they keep shifting you all the way to the edge like that, where you don't see what's going on unless you're looking around, which is hard to manage to look sideways because it wants to look straight back. It flips around quick to do that. So that part is very... Ooh! Time gaps. I did not expect that. Among the first 8, Moss, myself, Martinez, same time. Hershey, Dumoulin, 10 seconds back. So Dumoulin loses a further 10 seconds. That might be enough to drop him to 3rd behind Moss. Shavkin, Benoot, Egg, 19 seconds down, and then 37. Ooh, interesting. 11-second lead over Moss, 14 over Dumoulin. Martinez is still in it at 2:16. Hershey, yeah, that's 3 triple climbs, right? If you get dropped on the second climb, you could lose a ton of time. If you get dropped early on the 3rd climb, you can lose a pretty big chunk of time. So I would not necessarily rule out Hershey or Froome or Thomas. I think Tish Benoot not quite strong enough as a climber. Uran, at his age in this game now, is probably too old. Froome, probably, but, you know, in his prime, he's going to crush the rest of us. He's still an 81 here, so, but 37 years old now. That's almost my age. And I can't do this. But, of course, I am not, nor have I ever been a professional. Climbing wise, the 3 of us are all right there. The resistance, I have the slightest edge over them, but of course, playing on the harder difficulty, they get a boost. You're playing against some extra challenges, so it will not be an easy final stage. But I'm in the right position as we head into it. I'm also now into the points lead, but Moss just five points behind me. We've now left the sprinters behind, so we're looking good there. Dumoulin's too far down, but another win for Moss. Is it 25-18? That would be, if he wins and I come in second, he would have the points, but I'm less worried about that and more worried about the overall. If we finished together and I was second, I'd be okay on the overall. KOM, 13 points ahead. Looks like I have a pretty decent chance on that one, but huge points available on that next stage on the first 2 climbs. So Martinez, right, if he goes out and collects 15 and 15, that's 30 points. He'd have 50 last climb. But it's looking like there's a good chance to take all kinds of jerseys in this race. Lots of points to come in that next stage. We're now in a good position. Finally, they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're doing good, bud. No, we're not overly thrilled. Just good job. 32 points, halfway to our next level. I do believe our next level comes with attribute increases, which will be huge for us at this stage because we are right there now with the elite riders. So a little boost could be the difference maker. Again, if we were playing on normal, we'd be winning these races pretty often. As a team, 9th place in the World Tour, 7th in the Super Prestige. Of course, this is Pro Cyclist mode. The individual rider, I'm ahead, still in the World Tour. And the Super Prestige score hasn't changed much, but it's gone up a little bit. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. 1 to go, and a slender lead. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.